Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen for another baking video. Today I'm going to be baking ginger cupcakes. Now these are nothing like gingerbread, which tends to be quite dense with earthy, heavy flavors. These are very light and they have a ginger flavor obviously, but it's more like ginger ale, if you can imagine that in a cupcake form. If you'd like the recipe for this, it is in my recipe ebook, which is linked below. It contains 31 recipes that I make all the time, my favorite recipes, and it costs $5. So what we're going to need to make the ginger cupcakes is a cup and a half of flour, a cup and a quarter of sugar, 3 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of crystallized or candied ginger that we've chopped into little pieces, about the size of chocolate chips, half a cup of butter, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a tablespoon of ground ginger, 3/4 of a cup of milk. So we'll begin by putting the flour. The recipe calls for salt as well, but I'm using salted butter, so I haven't added the salt. The baking powder and the crystallized ginger. I'm going to mix all of that together. This will kind of coat the crystallized ginger with the flour and help it disperse evenly throughout the cupcakes. Oh, I forgot the ground ginger goes in there as well. Okay, so you have all your dry ingredients except for the sugar mixed together there. Now, we're going to cream the butter and the sugar. So unbeknown to me, my camera had actually stopped filming. All I did was cream the butter and sugar together, and then I added the 3 eggs one at a time, beating after each addition. So I'm left with this fluffy yellow mixture. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add half of the dry ingredient mixture and half of the milk and give it a mix. And then I'm just going to repeat that with the remainder of the dry ingredient mix and the milk. Give it a scrape and one last mix. And the batter is ready. So the usual drill with cupcakes: scoop into cases, into an oven which is 180 degrees Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit for about 16 minutes. The frosting that goes with them is a cream cheese frosting. Doesn't that make every cupcake better? And it has a bit of ginger in as well to continue the flavor through. It is so delicious that even people who claim not to like ginger, like my husband Grant, will go back for more of these cupcakes. So I'm going to start by blending half a cup of butter and 114 grams or 4 ounces of cream cheese. We're going to just mix those together. Okay, to that I'm going to add 2 1/4 cups of icing sugar, but I'm going to do it bit by bit so that it blends in and doesn't fly everywhere. And I also have a teaspoon of ground ginger that will go in. I think it needs just a little bit of milk to thin it out, so I'm going to add that in now. Scrape it down, one last mix. Didn't need much milk at all, just wanted it to be a little bit thinner so that I didn't end up breaking my icing bag. Right, I have a disposable icing bag that I've folded the top over. I've snipped the tip and I've put just a plain round big icing tip into there. I'm going to use my scoop to fill it with the icing. My frosting seems to have little tiny lumps in it. That's the cream cheese. You're supposed to have it at room temperature, and I had it out the fridge, and I thought it would be alright because it's the spreadable kind, but maybe not. So you want your cream cheese to be room temperature. Apparently that does matter. Okay, so I've got my icing bag filled. And I'm just going to pipe it on there. For this recipe and 30 more of my tried and tested recipes, be sure to check out my ebook, which is linked down below, and let me know if you try these and what you think of them. Thanks for watching, see you next time.